Hey there YouTube, it's JMSQB18 here along with What a Beast,
Hey guys.
and today we are going to teach you how to build a TNT cannon. So we've got all our materials here. We got our TNT, we've got our water, cobble, repeaters, button, levers, and slabs. That's about all you need for a TNT cannon. I mean, you see these guys on YouTube that build their big giant 4-barrel TNT cannons that shoot however far that they say they shoot. That doesn't matter because most of the people that want to build TNT cannons play on faction servers, and you don't need a 4-barrel TNT cannon on a faction server that takes 1,000 TNT to shoot. So we're going to teach you two ways to build simple TNT cannons that not only shoot efficiently but get the job done. So we have our base here. It looks blown up already, but this is a strategic faction placement that they made to where people won't raid their base because they think it's already blown up, which you will learn in other faction tutorials that we will put on later. But as for now, we're just going to build a TNT cannon. So we have our pre-made platform here, and obviously you're aiming for the chests. That's what you want on faction servers, is to steal everyone's stuff. So there's no reason to build your TNT cannon over here and shoot their furnaces whenever you want to hit their chests. So you have to make sure you're lined up pretty good with the chests. I mean, the TNT blast radius will get a lot of them, but you have to make sure you're lined up pretty well. So I'm going to line up right at the edge of that wooden plank right there and start building. And you usually want to find the best vantage point because in here is still claimed by this faction, so you want to find a good vantage point to not only hit the chest, but it's not claimed as well. So the first version of our TNT cannon I'm going to show you is a simpler version, but it's less efficient. It still gets the job done, but it's less efficient. So you get your cobble set up in the outline, however long you want it. That's dependent on how far you want to shoot. Get your outline set up here. And I usually make mine about this long. It gets to a point. The point whenever the water stops flowing is as long as you can do it. But I don't usually make mine that long because there's no need because I'm not shooting that far. So notice how I leave this spot open, open without a cobble block there. You have to put a slab there. Most people don't know that, and most people will put a piece of cobble there, but if you put a piece of cobble there and you're limited on TNT, your TNT can get hung up on that cobble block and shoot straight up in the air. So you always want to put a slab there so the TNT definitely falls all the way down onto here and shoots straight. Now, you got your little outline here, and on the simpler version, all you have to do is take a lever and put a cobble block here and put a lever on top of it and put another lever back here. Then you take your redstone, put a redstone line from this lever down to there. Don't do anything with this lever involving redstone. This is a more manual TNT cannon compared to the other one that we're going to show you, which is pretty automatic. But this is a manual one. It still gets the job done, it's just you have to know how to time it. So you load it up by putting one TNT there. That's the one you're going to shoot. It'll be ignited by this lever. And then you put the TNT that's going to make that one shoot down here. Now, depending on how far you have to shoot this, it's all depending on your shot. It's just kind of luck of the draw and the type of TNT cannon you make. But this version will shoot probably a maximum of around 75 blocks, depending on how you make it. So 3 pieces would be more than enough for this distance that we're shooting to those chests. So we've got our outline done and our TNT in. Now, this is the most
Very,
important. What?
very simple.
Yes, it's a very simple design, and anyone can do it. This is the most important part of this TNT cannon, though. You do not want to flip this lever first, ever. You never ever flip this lever first. You always have to flip this lever first, because if you flip this one first, the whole thing will blow up. Because when you flip this lever, the TNT here ignites, and you want to time it up perfectly to then flip this lever and the TNT, this TNT, propel the TNT here, the projectile TNT, to go. So you have to flip that lever first to ignite this TNT. So I'm going to time this up real quick and see if I get it right. So first you flip this TNT, it ignites, and then you flip this one, and it's there. That, it might hit you back if you're not careful. That TNT will propel the TNT here, and I would say I hit my mark. It launched and destroyed almost all the chests here in the corner. See, as I said, that was kind of overkill as it hit the back wall, as you see. Sometimes you need to lob it in there to where you get these higher chests. So if you don't want to make a TNT cannon that's up in the air to where it lands on top of these, you want to time it perfectly to where it hits the top of these chests. Now, that was a pretty good shot. That was with 3 TNT in the barrel here, and now I'm going to show you 2 TNT in the barrel. So you get a pretty good idea of how to time it up. You just flip that switch, and then you flip that one, and it shoots. See, that was 2 TNT, and all it did was go down into this hole. So I did a pretty good job of estimating that would take about 3 TNT. Now, one other thing about this version, always remember to flip your switches back. Because if you don't flip your switches back and you shoot the TNT cannon, after you're done shooting it, you shoot it here, the TNT goes, it blows up, then you're sitting here like, okay, nice shot, now I'm going to go shoot another one. If you forget to flip your TNT back, either you'll place a TNT there and it'll ignite like that, if you don't notice that, and that's not as big a deal because it's in water and it won't blow it up. But if you forget to flip this one, you place your TNT there, it ignites, and your whole TNT cannon blows up. So when you're in a tight spot, you don't want to forget to do that. So always remember to flip your switches off. Now I'm going to show you how to make a much more complex version of a TNT cannon that's more efficient and also gets the job done. So here, I don't really need to take the water, but I'm going to take it anyway. Grab some levers. For this version, you don't need the levers. All you need is a button. So it has the same, I'm going to just start over even though it has the same general design as the first TNT cannon I showed you. So, again, you want to line up with your chests, like I said before. Make this little TNT cannon outline, like we did before. This time, there's only going to be a slab in the middle because it won't get hung up as much on this version. So, we are going to place our water, and then need some repeaters. For this version, you need repeaters. So we're going to take our repeaters and place them along here. Usually you want 7 repeaters. 7 is a pretty good amount. Anywhere over 7 and you might not get the right timed up. I mean, I have 6 here, and that's enough too. It just depends on how you set them. I usually set them in the middle, but sometimes it just takes some experimenting on how you want to do it. So you create a little chain here. It's pretty much the same concept as before, but it's all automatic. So you make your little line on this side, which is going to ignite our TNT that's going to shoot the projectile. And you put the repeaters on this side with one redstone on the end here to ignite the TNT that's going to be right here. So, after you set your redstone repeaters to the setting that you want them on, and you have it all connected here, put your button right there, and then most people leave this part out, but it helps it shoot farther. You want to take slabs and put them on the top. It doesn't really help that much, but whenever you have a distance problem with your TNT cannon, putting slabs on the top like this can really help it. But I'm going to leave the slabs off because I don't really like to shoot with slabs because I can't really see how it shoots. So, after that, you put your TNT that's going to project the other piece of TNT right there. Place your TNT here. And let's see if I've got my repeaters set to the right thing. You press the button. It ignites that TNT, and then it didn't ignite this TNT for some reason. You have to make the same design as before on the other TNT cannon and put one piece of cobble here and make sure that the redstone is up to the top of the TNT. So then we have to see, that's a perfect example of if you mess up, you lose 4 TNT right there. And sometimes you're in a time crunch and you need to get it done right then and you can't waste TNT, and I would have been screwed right there because I wasted some. So after you make adjustments to what you did wrong, you put TNT back and you press the button again. It ignites, and there is your perfect example of it shooting up in the air. I hope you guys caught that because that was a test. I purposely here forgot to put the slab and learned my lesson again. It shot straight up and went completely over the whole thing. Did you see how it got hung up right there? That's what it'll do every single time, and you'll waste TNT again. So, always, always, always remember the slab right here. Now, we're going to do it yet a third time. And the good thing about this version is the people that are somewhat forgetful whenever they're doing it, you don't have to reset it. It's just automatic. There's a what a beast tormenting our spy here. He's the one who gave us the coords to this little base. Running around with his weird looking skin. But back to my TNT
I'm the
cannon.
guard.
Yeah, he's guarding me.
I gave you time to set up the cannon.
Not that he was that much of a threat. But back to the TNT cannon. Now that I've made all my corrections, I've remembered my block here to where it'll ignite the top TNT, and I remembered to not put a cobble block here. I come back, press the button, timed up pretty well, and shoot, and it went back up in the air. Now, as I said, the efficiency of these TNT cannons all depend. So, if you want to go ahead and do your big double barrel 1000 TNT shooting cannons, it's fine. I don't care. It's just your TNT to waste. My preference is definitely the other one because I like to do it manually and you have to set this one up a lot. So for the rest of this raid, we will most likely use the other version, but those are both versions that I know pretty well, and I'm glad to be able to teach you guys how to do it. So, if you ever find a base, remember the important things about raiding and griefing it. First, you have to find the best spot to build your TNT cannon, best direction with the chests, and where it's not claimed by that faction. Then you have to pick which version of the TNT cannon you want to make, whether it be the manual or automatic. Manual, obviously, you have more control on when it goes. Automatic is more efficient, but you never know where you messed up. So, I do the manual preference because I trust myself more than I trust the automatic one. And then you have to make sure that if there's chests up in the air like this, you either have to try and perfectly land the TNT on top of it or time it up to where the TNT goes right by the chests where they blow up, which takes some time to learn, but once you learn it, it's pretty good to know. Then you have to decide how much TNT needs to be put into the actual cannon to make it shoot. And after that, you shoot, test it, see where it goes, make adjustments. You have to make mistakes to learn, and learn by your mistakes. And hopefully you'll get some diamonds out of it. And that is about it for TNT cannons.
Thanks, guys.
I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and we hope to bring you more videos soon. See ya.